Right now at 5, we are staying on top of a dramatic and deadly series of events at the NSA in Maryland, where police opened fire on two men dressed as women trying to drive a car through a security gate. We thank you for joining us for Fox 5 Local News at 5. I'm Laura Evans.
And I'm Will Thomas in for Tony tonight. A wild scene today at one of the nation's most secure intelligence facilities. Two
men in a car drove into a barricade at the National Security Agency. NSA Police opened fire on that car. Tonight, one of those men is dead. Another is injured, while a police officer is also injured. Fox 5's Tom Fitzgerald's been following this one all day and joins us live from Fort Meade with the details. Hey, Tom.
Laura, just in the last few minutes, we have some breaking news on this investigation. A short time ago, a spokesperson for the Howard County Police Department confirmed that the car involved in the shooting incident at the gates of the NSA this morning, in fact, was stolen from a hotel in Jessup, Maryland. Now, investigators will not reveal where that hotel is, but it is a key piece of evidence in exactly what happened here today. And the big questions remain. Why were these two men trying to enter one of the most secure intelligence facilities in the United States?
It was just before 9 a.m. as employees were entering the National Security Agency's campus at gate VCTQ when, as one law enforcement source says, quote, all hell broke loose. That is when a Ford Escape with two men inside who federal sources say were dressed as women tried to drive through this gate. NSA says the driver ignored an NSA police officer's instruction on how to turn around and exit the NSA property. Instead, NSA says that car with the two men inside continued to drive on. Vehicle barriers were raised and the car kept moving, striking one of the barriers as it tried to flee and damaging the suspect's car. Still, the car did not stop. Rather, NSA says it sped up and drove right at an NSA police car that was blocking the road. At that point, NSA police drew their weapons and opened fire on the Ford Escape. One man died at the scene, the other taken to Baltimore shock trauma, where sources tell Fox 5 News he is being treated with a gunshot wound to the chest. An NSA police officer who was injured in the incident was also taken to the hospital. The FBI in Baltimore, meanwhile, says they are quick to point out they do not believe the incident has a connection to terrorism. And law enforcement sources described it as, quote, a local criminal investigation, but gave no clue as to why the men were trying to enter the gate. Officially, no one would confirm the widespread reports that the two suspects in the car may have been wearing some sort of women's clothes, or that a search of the vehicle allegedly turned up a weapon and drugs. On the record, though, all law enforcement officials will say at this point is that all of those questions are, quote, part of their investigation.
And recapping the breaking news on this hour, officials from the Howard County Police Department reporting that the SUV involved in this shooting incident at the gates of the NSA this morning was, in fact, they say, stolen from a hotel in Jessup, Maryland this morning. Now, for its part, the White House reports that President Obama was indeed briefed on this incident this morning on board Air Force One as he was making his way to Boston this morning. The Justice Department says they are working with local law enforcement here to see whether or not the surviving suspect will face federal criminal charges. We're live at the National Security Agency on the grounds of Fort Meade. Tom Fitzgerald, Fox 5 Local News.
Hey, Tom, before we let you go, any update on the officer tonight?
What we know about this officer was that his left arm was injured in this incident, and it's a testament to the bravery of this officer if you considered while this was all going on, this officer placed his own vehicle in the path of this car in this gate in an effort, in a successful effort, we should add, to keep this car from entering these grounds. Ultimately, he was successful, but he is being treated tonight.
All right, Tom Fitzgerald with the update at Fort Meade tonight.